We try to refrain from any mowing from about mid-May till at least the middle of June if possible. The fawns are left alone pretty much for the first week of life, only visited by their mothers to nurse. Within 2 to 3 weeks, they're pretty mobile and accompanying their mothers along the way. They are still quite difficult to see in the tall grass. Through the month of May, if you happen upon a fawn, there's a good chance that they'll be hunkered down and will not move. You can even get to the point where you can step on them and they will fail to respond. I try to refrain from mowing throughout the entire month of May if at all possible. If it is necessary, I'll only mow up by the barn after I've walked and made sure that we don't have any fawns that are laying in the grass. By mid-June, most of the fawns are going to be mobile, and it's a fairly safe bet that you can do some bush hogging. You still need to keep a close eye because although they may be mobile, they may dart in front of you unexpectedly, and we could end up with some ground venison that we hadn't anticipated. My first priority to get the mowing started was to head to the areas that we have our food plots. The first stop was down to the creek field. The grass was pretty high at this point, so it took a little bit of time to negotiate through the field to make sure that we didn't have any startled fawns darting in front of us. After finishing the creek field, we had to cross the creek and head up the rather steep hill heading towards the power lines. Once we got to the field at the top of the hill, we cut a swathe so that we could get to the platform field. Heading east along the power lines can be a little bit sketchy since the land will tilt to the left, and if it's a little bit wet, the tractor will slide just a bit. The platform is one of the few relatively flat areas on the entire farm. It occupies a little over 1.5 acres and has drop-offs to each side and a band running from north to south. To the east there's a bit of a pond. Going north we have a drop-off down to the creek for additional water, and to the south we have ag fields. I managed to spook a fawn to my left side, and she darted off first to the left and then on to the south. It was a lot easier spotting the fawn from high in the seat, and I had difficulty seeing it on the video when I replayed it from the camera since it was lower on the tractor. I had to really slow the video down so that I could spot where it was on the actual footage itself. It took considerably longer to cut the area around the platform line and on each side since we had to dodge a lot of the locust trees. It was a little bit easier mowing the center portion of the platform since this was a little bit more open and we could make up a little bit of time, still mindful that there were still deer in the area. One young buck decided to come up from the pond to see what all the commotion was. I didn't have any further visitors for the rest of the duration, finishing up mowing on the platform. Kimber was cooped up in the barn the whole time I was mowing, so the next day she was able to take a ride and retrace our steps as we went to retrieve discs in the trail cameras.